If you came here looking for a glowing review of the InfiRay P2 Pro thermal camera for your phone, you are in the wrong place. This video is my brutally honest review after weeks of testing, and I am going to reveal the frustrating problems nobody else is talking about. But here's what surprised me. It's not all bad, and for some of you, this might actually be a decent buy. Therefore, stick around because the truth is more complicated than the Amazon rating suggests. For the best price, click the link in the description. Let's get the obvious out of the way. The specs on paper are, frankly, incredible for the price. A 256x192 infrared resolution, a temperature range from a chilly -4 degrees F to a blistering 11-12 degrees F, and that mouthful of a spec. A noise equivalent temperature difference of less or equal to 50 mK, which basically means it should see tiny temperature differences. It promises to revolutionize home inspections, find electrical problems, and even help with wildlife observation. The marketing makes it sound like a pocket-sized superpower. But you didn't click on a video called "Don't Buy" to hear me read the box. You're here for the problems. Therefore, let's dive into the first and biggest issue, the software. The P2 Pro is just a sensor. Its brain is your Android phone and the InfiRay app. And that app is where the dream meets a glitchy, confusing reality. Setting it up feels like trying to assemble furniture with instructions in a language you don't speak. The menus are poorly translated, options are buried, and it frequently feels unstable. I had it crash twice during critical moments, which is about as useful as a thermometer that says maybe. The app is functional, but it is not intuitive or polished. It's the digital equivalent of a grumpy genius, incredibly powerful but deeply unpleasant to deal with. Now, the hardware itself has a quirky problem. The included 50 cm cable is both a blessing and a curse. It's great for peering into outlets or behind appliances, sure, but the connection to your phone's charging port is not exactly rock solid. A slight bump can disconnect it. Imagine you've finally located that mysterious heat leak in your wall and bump, the screen goes black. That's not a thermal image, that's a thermal tragedy. It turns precision work into a game of don't breathe on the cable. For a tool promising unmatched clarity, it has a surprisingly shaky foundation. Let's talk about that clarity, because here's a twist. When it works, the image quality is genuinely impressive for the cost. The detail from that 256x192 sensor is solid. You can clearly see the individual components on a circuit board getting warm, or the heat signature of a mouse hiding in your insulation. The 25 Hz refresh rate means the video is smooth, not a choppy slideshow. It does what it says on temperature detection. But therefore, the disappointment is amplified because the potential is so high, yet it's hamstrung by the clunky execution. It's like having a sports car with a steering wheel made of gelatin. Accuracy is another promised land with some hidden swamps. The specs boast a stunning plus or minus 0.18 degrees F accuracy. In my controlled tests against a trusted fluke probe, it was often within 1 to 2 degrees, which is fine for most DIY uses. However, that insane accuracy seems to be under ideal laboratory conditions. In the real world, pointing it at different surfaces, shiny metal versus matte wood, can give you weird readings. It's not lying per se, but interpreting its data requires a bit of thermal detective work. You can't just point and blindly trust the number. This isn't a point and shoot, it's a point and interpret. Compatibility is a big one. It proudly states it works with Android 9.0 and above. What it doesn't shout is that it can be a picky eater. Some phones work flawlessly, others have connection issues or app freezes. There's no clear list. It's a thermal roulette, and for iPhone users, forget it. This is an Android-only party, and your iPhone is not on the guest list. This severely limits its audience. It's like selling a universal remote that only works with certain brands of TV. Now let's look at what people are actually saying. Scouring the top reviews reveals a telling pattern. The 5-star reviews are often from first-time thermal camera users blown away by the concept. The 1- and 2-star reviews, they're from people who hit those software walls, had compatibility nightmares, or expected plug-and-play simplicity. One reviewer called the app a dumpster fire wrapped in a confusing UI. That's a bit harsh, but it highlights the gap between expectation and reality. The 4.1-star average is a classic case of works great when it works, masking some significant frustration. So after all this complaining, is there any scenario where I'd say go for it? Yes, but with caveats. If you are a tech-savvy DIYer, a hobbyist, or a professional who understands thermal imaging's limitations and has a compatible Android phone, the P2 Pro offers insane value for the hardware. You are buying a capable sensor and tolerating bad software to get it. It's perfect for finding insulation gaps, electrical hot spots, or plumbing leaks. For those uses, it's a powerhouse. But if you want a simple, reliable, polished tool you can just use without a headache, this will drive you absolutely thermonuclear. Think of it this way. Buying the InfiRay P2 Pro is like adopting a brilliant but poorly trained dog. It can do amazing things, but you'll spend a lot of time saying, "No, not there," and cleaning up unexpected messes. You need patience. Therefore, my final resolution is this. Do not buy the InfiRay P2 Pro if you value user-friendly experience, have an iPhone, or get frustrated easily. However, do consider it if you are on a tight budget, need serious thermal resolution, and are willing to wrestle with software for that capability. It's a tool of compromise. For the best current price and to check its latest compatibility, click the link in the description below.